gig journals. Very nice. What was I going to say? I was going to say gig journal.
Alrighty-o, ladies and gents. Welcome. It's 7:48. I guess the clock's just switched because the car says 8:48 and the phone says 7:48. We are right now driving past Asheboro, North Carolina, on a beautiful 40-degree morning. There was mist on a couple of the lakes we passed. Leaves are turning. I see orange poplars out there, different shades of brown and green, loblollies, I always get that mixed up. The pines are all still green, losing a lot of their straw. There's mist over here in the valley. We're looping around the bypass around Asheboro right now, on the way to another gig. This one's a benefit for Alzheimer's, nasty disease. These days, probably everyone you talk with knows somebody that's had troubles with or knows somebody that's had troubles with Alzheimer's disease. And so we're playing, I guess, some background music for some kind of benefit show that they're putting on. I think it's a lunch, maybe. But it should be fun. It's for a good cause. And I'm taking a long drive here. I was out of town. Now I'm headed back towards the Charlotte area. This gig will be in Indian Land, South Carolina. And I think we will have maybe a 5 or 6 piece band today. And if you look back there, you might see my little friend. Say hi, Bell Bell. Here's my little puppy back there. Ain't she a cutie? The little Shih Tzu. Stubborn mule. 4-legged little critter. Today we're gonna travel light, since this is not a outdoor, this is an indoor background music kind of show. So we are just gonna I think I might just bring one guitar, one amp. I'll check the set list again. But we're gonna travel light. And I've got my La Colombo coffee here, a couple strips of bacon. Yep. I got my La Colombo coffee, a few strips of bacon, homemade blueberry muffins. What else? Bananas. And there's not even a car on this bypass. I'm looking in the rear view, nothing back there. Just me, the trees, and a highway. Oh, here's a car coming up. A car pulling on, heading my direction, pulling on to the on-ramp up here. Well, there's a few over there too. So what am I? There's just a couple. I was up at 5:45 today. 5:45, as they say. Yeah. And what else can I tell you? I'll probably bring Chi-Chi, the white Telecaster today. And I'm going to bring the 2020 Tyler amp. The JT22, I might have to check some, I was talking with John Britton the other day. I might have to check a couple of the preamp tubes.
I like preamp tubes too.
on the JT22 because I got a little small hum coming off that amp. And when you're playing telly that might, with the single coil pickups, the hum becomes a little louder through a loud PA. I noticed that our last gig, but you don't notice it once the music's gone. Once the music's rolling, you don't notice the hums. But we'll check out the tubes, change a few out, see if that gets rid of the hum. John up there at Tyler Amps always answers emails. I mean, the amps are great. Tyler Amps. Mr. Veg approved. I mean, I loved my old Fender Twin. I had a 1978 beautiful Fender Twin, and I played a high school prom with that. Gosh, back in the 70s that would be. Yeah, it would be around that time, around 78, 79. I was playing a Council Rock, probably not the class of 1977 or 78. In somebody's backyard. I remember we had a female singer, and Vince was on drums, from the DM band, who was in my band later on. We were called Typhoon, and we did songs like, I'm drifting away from the gig journal and going back in time now, but we played songs like Livin', Lovin', the Led Zeppelin tune, She's Just a Woman. And we did a couple, since we had a female singer, she was probably only 17 years old. We did a couple of hard songs. Straight on for you, coming straight on for you, do 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 do, now I'm stronger, now I'm better. Yeah, that song. We did Paranoid by Black Sabbath. So you can see the variety of tunes we did then. It was a rockin' band. Rocky Mountain Way we did, yeah. But anyway, in the middle of that gig, I had the stock Fender, speakers in my Fender Twin, and we were cranked up loud. Everybody was having a good time, people dancing, kegs of beer, the whole works. And my speakers blew. So I had to go through, I ran through the board. And back then, we didn't have DI boxes and all that junk. I just plugged directly into the board and got queued up. Oh, almost missed my exit here, babbling. And played the rest of the gig, and that was a fun show. And after that, I went down. I had a friend, Ron, that worked at Swarthmore Music down south of Philly, like over outside of Philadelphia. And I bought a couple of EV speakers off of him, threw them into the Fender Twin, and they were great, but the only problem with them was they were like 50 pounds each. So the amp tripled in weight. That's why I have a sore back every now and then now from lifting that dang Fender Twin with those EVs in it. Too heavy. And I was dumb enough not to use a hand truck and all. I remember carrying that amp. I remember carrying that amp down steps. We practiced in Yardley, PA, in some weird improv band, and I used to lug that thing down the basement steps. Anyway, I digress. I'm gonna shut off now. We've got some miles to do, and then we'll load up the truck when we get back into the area. You all have a good Sunday, and the Dodgers just won. I got 4 or 5 hours of sleep last night. I turned the telly off in the 10th inning or whatever. The Dodgers hit a home run in the 11th, I think, to win. So John out in California is happy, of course. But anyway, too bad the Phillies weren't in the series. Alrighty, Dodgers win. they take the 2025 World Series. All right, me and Bella signing off. Ciao, ciao.
I'm sure Mr. Veg, I wasn't there, but I'm sure Mr. Veg had a swell time and entertained everyone to the fullest. Very, very, likable. Did the band sound good? Were they jamming, rocking? Yeah? Into a cosmic galaxy. So many gigs. Now you can subscribe by clicking that little subscribe button in the corner.
What's your problem?